another YouTube video. As you can probably see from the title, today I am back with, well, I don't really know what I'm going to call this yet, but something about my car tour or story time about my car, or the wind just made my door open, that really made me jump. But yeah, it's going to be something along those lines. So basically today I'm just gonna give a little story time about how I ended up getting my new car. I have had my car since about March, and I have wanted to do this video pretty much since I got the car, but I just haven't been very motivated to film lately. But I really want to get back into YouTube, so yeah, so I'm going to give a little story time about the car, answer some questions that a few people have actually asked me about my car, and then I will go outside and show you guys my car. So yeah, so the first part of this video is actually going to be just like a story time about how I ended up getting the car that I have now. So I now have a Polo. It's a 2021 Polo, so it's like brand new, and I basically ended up getting this car because, so for my 17th birthday, I'm now 19, so this was like 2 years ago, I got my first car, which was a 2010 Corsa. I'll put a picture in now. If I still have any pictures of it, I'll just put a quick picture in so you guys can see it. So I got a white 2010 Corsa, which my mum and dad bought me for my 17th birthday, which I absolutely loved. I always wanted a Corsa as my first car, and I know that sounds like real basic, but that's just what I liked, that's what I wanted. And it was really, really good to begin with. So when I was a learner, this was like the first incident that made me a bit concerned about my car. Oh my god, look at my hands, they're so patchy. I faked tan last night because I'm going out tonight, and that's also why I haven't got any makeup on, by the way, because I'm going out later, so I'll just do it then. Anyway, that was a real tangent there. I don't know why I got onto talking about that, but anyway, when I was a learner, I was out with my dad, and we were obviously like driving around because I was getting a bit of practice in, and I was turning right at a roundabout, and as I turned right round the roundabout, I keep thinking, is it the wind or my cat? This is ridiculous, I keep getting interrupted. As I turned right at the roundabout, my power steering cut out, like completely. So I turned right, and I remember saying to my dad, oh my god, like I can't turn the steering wheel back, what's happening? And next thing I know, it happened so quickly, I ended up on the wrong side of the road and up the curb on the right side of the road, like completely up the curb. And obviously by then I'd slammed the brakes on and the car had stopped. But me and my dad were saying, like, I was so lucky, because if another car was coming up, you know, on the right side of me and approaching the roundabout, I would have literally smashed straight into them, because I literally could not turn my wheel back because the power steering cut out. Anyway, so we sent it into the garage, and they basically told me that I needed a new car battery, and that I think that cost me about £200 to get a new car battery, and they were convinced that was what the problem was, apparently. So I paid it about £200 for a new car battery. Anyway, then my car was fine for a while, and then I passed my test and I was going out more regularly and blah blah blah, and I was going to meet a friend, and I was turning left around about this time, and my power steering completely cut out again, and I knew by the feeling of it like what had happened. So I managed to keep driving to where I was meeting her. I managed to drive into the car park, but I couldn't even park the car properly, because like to turn my steering wheel to get the right angle to swing into a bay or anything, like it was just impossible. I was literally in the middle of two bays, and I rang my dad and I told him what happened. I managed to, I think my dad come and picked me up, like my mum and dad come together. I went and got my mum, my dad drove my car home, because I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if I want to drive that thing all the way home. Anyway, we got it looked at, and they basically told me the problem was with like a signal connecting something to the power steering. I don't know, I'm not a car person, but they basically told me it cost me about £2 grand to fix. And my car, when we bought it, was only worth £2.5 grand, and that was like a year before this happened. So by this point it was probably like the amount I was paying to fix my car is probably how much my car was worth altogether. So yeah, anyway, over the next few weeks my power of steering was absolutely fine. It didn't do it again, but like within myself driving it, I just felt really nervous to go too far from home, because if my power of steering cut out, like I could crash the car. It's not like my dad could just come pick me up if I didn't feel comfortable like driving it home, so I wouldn't drive too far. And you know, that's just not like, you can't keep a car that you don't feel comfortable driving. There's just no point. So then I had to make a decision. I could either pay the £2,000 to fix my car or get a new car. And obviously if I paid the £2,000, then yeah, I'd fix the problem, fine, whatever. But obviously it was an older car, like there was no guarantees that in the next month or next year or however long that something else was going to go wrong with it. So I made the decision to get a new car. So when I first started looking for a new car, I had no idea what to get. I was also on a bit of a budget, so a lot of people asked me why I ended up going on finance, and the reason being is because obviously I do have savings, but nothing big enough that I would have been able to afford to buy a brand new car. Like there is no way I could have outright bought a brand new car. And even if I bought another old one, I just didn't like the fact that if I brought another old one in a month's time, that could do the same thing and there could be a problem or whatever. So that's how I ended up going on finance. And if any of you don't know, finance is where you just pay monthly for your car. It's basically like a phone contract but with a car. So that's what I ended up doing. And when I was looking, I think I did look at a Corsa, the new Corsas, but I was kind of like, I've already had a Corsa, I don't really want another one. I didn't really I feel like I came up with Polo pretty quickly, because I did originally want the Polo for my first car, but we just couldn't find one, so I never ended up getting one. So when I had to get a new car, I feel like straight away I was pretty much like, I want a Polo, like I know I want a Polo. So yeah, that's the route we headed down. And now I'm going to move on to the next part of the video, which is like the questions that people have asked me about my car in the past that I'm just going to answer about my new car that I have now. So if you see me looking down, it is because I've actually like written the questions down, because obviously I film on my phone at the moment. I don't have a camera, so I have to write these things down because I can't just check my phone. So a lot of people have asked me, how much do I pay a month? I actually pay £200 a month for my Polo. And a lot of people say to me, oh my god, £200 a month, that's so good for a brand new car, which it is, but I'm just putting it out there to anyone in case anyone sees this video that's thinking about going on finance or getting a new car. £200 a month is quite good, but I did have to pay a bigger deposit as well. So obviously if you don't pay as big a deposit as I did, then it will be more a month. But I knew that my budget in my money situation was I didn't really want to be paying any more than £200 a month for a car, so I decided to pay a bigger deposit, so I'd be paying less a month, if that makes sense. But obviously that's completely up to you and your financial situation. Like if you have enough money to pay a smaller deposit and pay more a month, or pay an even bigger deposit and pay less than that a month, then obviously that's fine. But this is just what kind of like worked for me at the time. And a lot of people also ask me how much I pay for insurance a month, and I pay £86 a month on my Polo for insurance, and I will be driving a year next month. So I think my insurance is pretty good considering I haven't really been driving even a year yet, so I think that's quite good. The next thing people ask me is what model is it? I could not even tell you because I'm not a car person. My dad helped me a lot when picking out my car. All I know is that it is a Polo, it is 2021, but I know that my car is bottom of the range. Reason being just because of like money. Ideally I did want the Polo Beats. There's like a Beats one that has like Beats speakers, and it's got like cream and red interior on the inside, but that was more money a month. And obviously as much as I liked that car, I'm very aware that like obviously I wanted a car that I loved, and I do love my car, but once you've had it so long, like, the novelty wears off, and a car is kind of a car. It gets you from A to B and that's it. So I went for the sensible option and I got the bottom of the range one instead, which, you know, I still love my car and I'm happy with the decision I made. So yeah. Then the next question I get asked is, what engine do I have? I actually only have a 1 litre. I know some people are probably like, oh, you only have a 1 litre, blah blah blah, but the reason being is actually that the bigger the engine, the more expensive it is. And again, I was trying to be sensible with money. Obviously it's a newer car, so I wouldn't say like a 1 litre, like, it feels that, like, it doesn't feel bad to drive. Obviously when you're on the motorway and you're doing 70, like, obviously, you know, it gets up to 70 quite easily, quite fine. It probably could go a bit quicker than that, and what could go quicker than that, and that's all I need really. Like, I'm not going to be doing quicker than 70, like 80 mile per hour anyway. So okay, not 80, that's like over the that's over the speed limit even on the motorway, but you get what I'm trying to say. As long as it goes 70 mile per hour and gets me from A to B, I'm not that fast. And it also means that my petrol doesn't cost as much either. So a lot of people ask me how much it takes to fill up like a full tank of my petrol, and it actually only cost me 45 to 50 pounds a month. So I just thought I'd put that out there. Obviously it depends on like what petrol station I'm going to, if the price of petrol's gone up or down or whatever, but roughly it's around 45 to 50 pound for me to fill up my car with full tank. And the last question that a lot of people seem to ask me is, how long do I have the car for? So my finance deal, if you like, I actually have the car for 4 years. So I won't be getting a new car now till I'm 22, nearly 23. But you know what, I love my car, and you know, if I'm honest, even if I had to pick another car, I don't even know what I'd go for anyway. So I'm really not that fussed about, you know, having the same car for 4 years. I think if you really love your car, it doesn't, when it gets you from A to B, like, you know, it shouldn't really matter too much. So yeah, I am now currently outside. I'm just going to show you guys my car. I have to scribble my number plate out that I just got in it, but it's now nice and clean. It's just had it clean. My granddad done it for me, which is really nice of him. These are my wheels, as you can see. That's what my boot looks like. Obviously this side, and now I'll show you the inside of the car. Now inside my car, I'm just going to already tell you now to excuse the mess on the inside of the car. I wish it was all clean for this video, although the outside has been cleaned. I do need to hoover and get rid of some of the rubbish that is in my car. But yeah, I'll show you it. Just what my steering wheel looks like, pretty standard, not too much to show here. Then I do get oh, it's all dusty and everything, don't mind it please, but I do get like Apple CarPlay on my car, and if I want to I can go to, if I actually knew what I was doing, there's also all this stuff, and you can have like the media and go onto the radio and stuff. So there's all of that as well. And then I just have my air vents and my heating and aircon and all that kind of stuff. And then down here, ignore all of that, that's just a load of rubbish. They're not my scratch cards, by the way. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but I did. And then they gave me this charger that comes with the car, so you can have a better look at my gears and all that kind of stuff. My passenger seat, there are a load of water bottles that aren't even mine. One of my friends always comes in this car and brings a bottle of water and then just never takes it out with her. And then this is my back seat. So I'm not doing a very good job of showing you the back seats, but here they are. And now I'll just show you the boot, and then that's everything. And then this is actually the boot. A lot of people get confused about how you open the boot on the Polo, so you just pull this. That was weird. And then this is how big the boot is. It's actually a pretty big boot for the car. I thought it would be a lot smaller, to be honest, but here we are. And yeah, that is everything. Ugh. And that is my car. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure if you did, you hit the thumbs up button, and please subscribe to my channel. I know it might have been a bit boring, but I just wanted to make this video for the people that asked me a lot of questions, and it might help people that, you know, are going to go on finance soon. But yeah, hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye.